Yo, this is why I feel the way I feel about lawyers. You know what I mean? I'm fighting a case. I have a lawyer, she had a little reputation or what have you. She was known for being a great lawyer. However, it had been a while and, over time, she had a little age on her, so her wits wasn't all the way there the way that they once were. So I'm calling her. She never answers my call. This is the danger. When you hire an attorney from inside, they like to not answer the phone. So you call, sending letters, sending messages. They won't respond at all. I had a suppression hearing coming up. Now, a lot of you all that are watching this may know what a suppression hearing is rather. But for those that don't know, a suppression hearing is you're uh, you're suppressing the evidence, which means you're trying to have that evidence, so-called evidence, thrown out. You know what I mean? In this particular case, a detective lied on me and said that I threw some counterfeit money out of the window and it landed on his windshield, and he's like 200 or 300 feet away from me. And when a piece of the counterfeit money landed on his windshield, he realized that it was counterfeit, and that gave him probable cause to pull me over. So I was trying to tell the attorney my side of the story. She never came to see me. She never returned any of my phone calls. My people was calling her. She never responded back. So the day came, it was time for my suppression hearing. They called me. I'm in the, of course, they shackle you up. They take you to the courthouse. I'm in the back. She never comes back and says a word to me. Typically, your lawyer comes, like it's like a little back room they can come to and talk to you. She never came to me and said a word to me. I done paid this woman $6,500, man. Never came back and said a word to me. I don't see this attorney that I hadn't seen in months until I actually walk in the courtroom and sit at the table. So I'm sitting at the table. She's sitting at the table. She's like, yeah, these are the grounds that we're going to fight this suppression hearing on. And I'm trying to tell her that the grounds that you're trying to fight the suppression hearing on, no, it's not going to work. Police has probable cause to pull you over. If you've been under investigation, I don't care if it's been a year, 2 years, 3 years. If they've had you under investigation, I'm in a Commonwealth state, so I can't speak for every other state. But here, if they have you under investigation and they're just following you and they just decide, we want to pull this guy over, they have probable cause. So she was trying to contest them pulling me over. I was trying to say something totally different, like, no, I know they could pull me over, but how can you say that I threw this out of the window and it landed on your windshield? Counterfeit money landed on your windshield, which I did throw it out the window. You know what I'm saying? I already did my time over it now, but it didn't land on his window. This dude with so many cars behind me, and this was like in July. There was no wind blowing, nothing. But he lied, as most police officers typically do. And so I'm trying to tell her, like, no, don't contest the stop. We're going to lose. She goes in there. She's contesting the stop. The judge is telling her, like, Miss Such and Such, you can't contest this. This is not even anything that you should be arguing about. So if you want to do your client, if you in the best interest of your client, you need to quit talking about this. You know what I mean? Kate Dunn. I'll say her name. I don't give a damn. That's what her name, Kate Dunn. So she keeps arguing it. So the judge is trying to be respectful because she's older. So finally the judge is like, Miss Dunn, shut your mouth. I just told you, and you continuously disrespect the court. Shut your mouth. This is how the judge is talking to my attorney. I'm sitting there like, oh my God, I might get 30 years. He didn't like Kate Dunn for the simple fact that she had defended a guy who had supposedly killed a police officer in his vehicle. While a police officer was on the traffic stop, he ran over him with his truck. They go to trial. The dude only gets 20 years. I ain't gonna say only, but he gets 20 years. He does 20%, 4 years to the parole board and has a chance to get out. So the judge, you know what I mean? She wasn't on the judge's good side anyway. I didn't know that before I hired her. So he's talking crazy. She's arguing with him. He's threatening to throw her in jail. And I'm just like, wow. At the end of the day, I'm the one that has to deal with this. You see what I'm saying? But the thing that I'm saying is this. These lawyers are crooks, man. They will take your money, man. They will take your money. And if you don't have anybody on the outside that can go and get with them and check them and let them know, like, nah, this is my people, man. You're not getting ready to do them like this. Man, you just doomed. And whenever they decide to come around is when they come around. What are you going to do in court? Because that's the only time you're going to see them. I couldn't believe she did me like that, man. $6,500, man. I never seen this woman until the day of my suppression hearing. We never went over the strategy. We never went over anything. It was just like, okay, we're going to attack it like this. And I'm like, no, Miss Dunn. That's what I called her at the time. No, Miss Dunn, we don't need to attack it like that. You know, I understand she's the attorney, but this is my case. This is my life. See, the thing that people don't understand about attorneys deal with so many different cases. Now, you may have an attorney that specializes in dope cases, murder cases, DUIs, assaults. But my case, counterfeiting, she didn't really, you know what I mean? She didn't really specialize in it. But I'd have done so much research and looked at them law books and looked at so many cases and broke down the cases and shepherdizing the cases. And so I understand that, hold on, they can't do this. See, I'm going to take more personal interest in my life than she's going to take. So yeah, you the attorney, but I'm putting in more time to you, and I'm trying to tell you, no, let's not attack it from this angle. We're going to lose. Police officer, they don't need probable cause. If you're under investigation and the precinct or the police department has been authorized rather to follow you, to put you under surveillance, then if they're following you and they decide that that's the time they want to pull you over, guess what? They can pull you over. And the judge, man, as much as I hated it, the judge was right. And he kept trying to tell her that, and she just kept on trying to argue and argue and argue. So nevertheless, I lost the suppression hearing. I wasn't going to go to trial with this woman. I ain't had no more money to go, she wanted another $5,000 to go to trial. She ain't did nothing but show up maybe 3 or 4 court dates. She was already going to be in court anyway for other cases. Yeah, you $6,500, you want another $5,000 to go to trial. I ain't had no more money to hire another attorney. So guess what? I pled out to 13 years. Now in Kentucky, you do 20% of your time before you go up for parole, unless it's violent. If it's violent, you got to do 85% of your time. But if it's over 5 years and it's non-violent, you're doing 20% of your time. So I done played out to 13. I had already been locked up maybe 7, 8 months. So I'm looking at it like, all right, I do another 2 years, get a couple classes in. Then, I have a chance of going home. First time up when I go up to the parole board. Because I couldn't go to trial with her, man. She was in her 60s. And nothing wrong with that, because there's plenty of lawyers in their 60s. But she just didn't have it anymore. She was the go-to lawyer back in the day. But at this particular point, she didn't have it anymore. And, and I requested, obviously, to get my money back. She didn't give it back. That's, pretty common. But these lawyers is crooks, man. They'll take your bread. And they'll act like they did so much because they showed up for 3 court dates for you. Like I said, they was already going to be in the courtroom anyway. So for $6,500, you showed up for 3 or 4 court dates for me. $6,500, man. I feel some type of way about that then. I really feel some type of way about that now. But, I had to let bygones be bygones because I changed my life and, I'm on something different now. So only thing I can get on here and do is speak for the voiceless, man. These attorneys ain't shit. You don't even need no attorney for real. Unless you're going to go to trial or, man, ride that legal aid out as long as you can possibly ride them out. Sometimes you run across a good legal aid that's trying to go into their own practice eventually, and they'll go in there and fight for you. These lawyers, man, they just going to take your money. The majority of them, they're going to just take your bread. Unless you get a high-profile case and it's something like, a lawyer, friend of the family, or Man, these lawyers, man, they ain't gonna do you nothing, man. They ain't gonna do you no good, man. Real Kens TV, man. Hopefully you like, comment, subscribe, share, post notification bell, man. You know what I mean? We trying to get this channel off the ground, but we can't get it off the ground because ain't nobody really knowing my videos is out, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing other guys, man, they got, same amount of subscribers I got. They put a video out in an hour, they got 200-300 views, man. We can be there. You know what I mean? I don't got no problem being the turtle, but I'm just saying, man, we got to get, let's support each other, man. We got to get behind each other. Pause. Double pause. You know what I mean? Real Kens TV, man. Till the next time, we out.